So I don't know if you're aware, but the US government has released tons of UFO files, and they just released a new batch on last Friday, and this shit is bonkers. Okay. Um, I got to share this first one with you at least. If you don't see anything else off of the U.S. Department of War's website where you can download this stuff, you got to at least check this one out. They saved the best for last. It was on the last page, and yeah, just let's look at this video real quick. Okay. Don't worry, it gets better. If that wasn't already like freaky enough, we get a close up. The details are coming in. Okay. Yeah, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Bruh. Bruh. We just saw the fucking mothership here. Look at this thing. What the fuck? Can somebody explain this to me? Has anyone else ever seen this kind of craft before? This is fucking insane, man. Yeah, I'm just losing my shit over this. My God, what the fuck is that? Oh shit, man. And there's been a lot of others, like seriously, like even I missed this. I just finally went through the whole tranche of files, and here's another one that really caught my attention. This one's pretty mind-blowing as well. Here it comes. Boom! What the fuck? Hold up. Let's rewind. Oh, I didn't go far enough. Let's go. Here we go. Bam. Yeah. Yeah. That right there, man. Yeah. Looks like the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, this is some Star Wars shit. And not to mention that it just zooms by, but also right as it leaves frame, it ejects. It almost looks like it shoots out this one of those cigar-shaped crafts, or perhaps some kind of missile or something. I mean, this is fucking nuts, dude. This is from the government website. You can download this. So, yeah. Shit's getting real, man. Shit's getting fucking real. There's all kinds of crazy ones here. This is another one. I'm calling this one the traffic light. I'm giving names to all of these files. That last one was the Millennium Falcon. The first one I showed you is the mothership. This one's the traffic light. Dig this one. Let's see here. This one's a 4.5, almost 5 minute long clip, so I'll probably skip through a little bit, but yeah, I curated through pages and pages of videos for you. I picked out the best ones I thought would be of most interest. Most of them are like orbs and hard to see. There's some really good close-up orbs, and I grabbed a few of those, but I'm showing you first the most important ones, I think. This one right here is pretty nuts too, because as we get closer and more detailed, you start to really be able to see the shape of this object. And you'll see why I called it a traffic light. It's kind of like a tall body with kind of other pieces projecting out of it, kind of like a traffic light. It's like a somewhat cylindrical shape, vertically oriented, and with protrusions coming out of kind of like in a quadrilangular, I can't even say the word, quadrilateral kind of form. Yeah. What in the fuck, man? That's definitely not your average craft. I mean, that doesn't look like no drone. Okay. So some of the things that I've seen in the files, you maybe could explain away like, oh, that's probably a Chinese drone or something like that. But these few here are very hard to explain. They're definitely, to me, looks like alien craft, or at least reverse engineered alien craft. Certainly something that we are not aware of as far as technology. There's definitely plenty of videos of objects moving in ways that just nothing that we're aware of can move, especially as far as speed and changing of direction, immediate change of direction, zooming at like far beyond any level that we've ever reached. Wow. Yeah, what is up with this bad boy? Oh yeah, here we go. We get a little bit better close up here. So, what do you think that is? What is your explanation for that? I mean, this is definitely a year of revelation, of burning down old paradigms. We're getting some access to what the future is going to look like. That's for sure. Yeah. So yeah, it kind of has this weird, almost looks like a gasket or something too. I almost feel like I could see it like kind of like a pipe fitting with a bunch of other pipes popping off of it. I mean, it's just a really odd shape that I don't really understand. It doesn't seem like it has any sort of aerodynamics, which makes it seem it probably could be alien and or interstellar, because to be able to travel across star systems, you're not going to use aerodynamics. You're going to use the bending of space-time. And in that case, you probably don't really care too much about what the shape of your craft is. At that point, it's more perhaps an aesthetic, and who knows what aesthetics are appealing to an alien race, right? That thing's very, very strange looking. And we certainly have a bunch of files here of much more, I guess you could say, aerodynamic, or let's see here. We have a ribbon here. I thought this was interesting. We can pop this up real quick. I called this one the ribbon because it reminded me of like what they called the ribbon in Star Trek. And this thing gets pretty crazy. Where is it? Let's find the ribbon. Let's skip ahead. There we go. Look at this thing. So this almost looks like a bird formation, flock of birds, but they're all glowing, and no sign of propulsion of wings, or don't even really see any exhaust or anything. I feel like you can see a little bit of a trail behind it, but that seems like it might just be the clouds and the atmospheric movement around it. That's pretty gnarly stuff, man. Wow. So what could that be? What the fuck could that be? And it kind of just dissipates at that point. Let's see here. This one was pretty interesting. This was kind of like a star looking shape. Is this thing done? Just let that go. Stop. Look at this star thing. Now, at first I thought this was just, because these are like infrared sensors, and I thought maybe this thing was just a super bright light of a certain frequency, perhaps red or the other side of the spectrum. I'm not really sure how infrared displays in this black and white form. But there does seem to actually be some real structure there, because you see some kind of solid lines. And not to mention, there's another star from an earlier tranche that I could show you, where it actually has one of those stars moving and much more clearly, with like kind of an exhaust coming off of that one, or some kind of trail. This one was in over the China Sea, I believe. I'll look again. I actually named all my files. Let's see if I can skip ahead. This was kind of the interesting point here. You get to see it a little bit better. Another strangely non-aerodynamic looking object. This one even kind of seems to have like a larger helm at the top, with then a long, skinny body connecting to another larger body at the bottom. Perhaps two crafts that connect together. Comes into frame very soon. Gets right in the middle of right. Here we go. Comes out of the clouds a bit. This thing's just cruising through the clouds, you know, just do. Like, what the fuck are these things even doing? There you go. You had kind of a good shot there for a second. Then it goes into a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. I don't totally understand these compilations in these videos. But let's see here. Yeah, that was the China Sea, East China Sea. Here's a flyby. This one's pretty fun. It's very short and very effective. So here we are, just orienting ourselves in the sky. They probably see something or have detected something on radar, and there it goes, boom. I mean, just like it goes from you can't even see it off in the distance to zoom right past you at ludicrous speed. There was this Gulf of America flicker. These are all ones off of the latest tranche, and there was a bunch. I combed through them and grabbed my favorites, the ones that I thought that were the most crazy. See, this one I just thought was strange because of this flickering effect. Not really sure what that's all about. And then we already saw the Atlantic Ocean mothership, the one I started with, which is definitely the most balls to the walls thing I've ever seen as far as UFO sightings and recordings. Let's see here. From the earlier tranche, there was some pretty good ones. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you the starship with the exhaust. I call it a starship because it looks like a star. And it's similar to the other one we saw before, but look, you get a much better view of it this time. You can definitely tell that this isn't just a bright light under infrared. No, this is some kind of craft. This one actually is kind of more like an 8-sided star too. I almost feel like you could see propulsion there. So who knows? Maybe that's just a really funky looking drone or something. I don't know, man. But you can see the trail there. See how it's kind of leaving a trail, like a chemtrail? Wow. Kind of beyond explanation. There's no concrete word on what that is, and that's why it's part of the UFO files. That strange dark object you see kind of floating around it, I think, is actually just a lensing effect. Very strange. Very strange. So you can see that dark object kind of moves in opposite action to it, and as it moves towards the center, it kind of disappears. So that looks like a lensing, but there's something crazy going on here. I can't believe my eyes. I'm just astounded by this footage. I keep watching it, just like, wow. Is disclosure coming? And as you see it flew off there, you could see it kind of like lit up again, or maybe it was lit up the whole time and you just can't see against the lighter background. But when it goes up into the darker area, you can really tell that it's glowing. The whole body is glowing. Man, are you excited? I mean, are you not as excited about this as I am? I don't understand why nobody gives a fuck. It's just blowing my mind. Like, the U.S. government is releasing very tangible footage of UFOs, very clear footage of UFOs, and nobody gives a fuck. It's really weird. It's just kind of goes to show like what a fucked up time we're in. Like, I get it. Like, I know we want Epstein files, and we did get some that we had never gotten under any other admin. So I mean, even though this is shady as fuck that they're not releasing the rest so far, I mean, there's still other things to think about. You know, we can actually walk and chew gum. We can care about two different things. So we can keep pushing for more disclosure, as well as more transparency on the Epstein case. But here, this one too, why not? Just because I thought this one was bizarre. I don't know what the fuck is going on here either. I almost thought maybe it was like a UFO shooting a weather balloon, but I read the description and it did not say that. It basically said there was two UFOs and one seems to explode the other. Look at this thing. Weird. And gone. Kabooey! And then we have an orb just hanging out like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. Let's watch that again. Boom! One more time. Because look at this thing. What the fuck is that? It's like got a tail on it. And just as we were starting to get a good view of it, he's like, nah, bro, you don't get a nice close-up of that. And there's just tons of orb videos, like the little orb you just saw right there. It's like endless orbs. So let's see if I can find one more that I thought was really cool. Oh yeah, I called this one the China lizard head. Check out the China lizard head, because this was shot in China. Almost, maybe I should call it praying mantis head. I mean, even kind of insect head, it kind of looks like, you know? Yeah, maybe I should change the name. I feel like that's like a praying mantis head or beetle head. Some of these crafts have very like beetle oriented shape and movement, by the way, which doesn't surprise me. I would not be surprised at all if some of these crafts were manned by a advanced beetle race, because there's more species of beetle than any other kind of species on Earth. So therefore, they're okay. Here we go. See, that's pretty cool. I mean, that looks like a flying saucer just flying in and out of the clouds to me. Could be a sphere, but kind of the way it's kind of cutting through, just the way, yeah, now that I'm looking at it closer for like the 10th time, I'm noticing that's very saucer-like, the way it's cutting through the clouds there. So the original video, you're not going to get as good of a close-up, but you can definitely tell if you examine that. That's a saucer. So there you go. Flying saucer. We got him. We got him, boys. Oh, man. Let's do sphere pulse. That's what I like to call this. Another spherical shape here. Yeah. That's not a drone. That's not a fucking drone. I don't know what that is, but dude, that's gnarly as fuck. Wow. It's awe-inspiring, but it's also really creepy. I might have nightmares tonight. I mean, what in the actual fuck? It seems like it's changing shape too, you know? It looks like it's getting bigger and smaller. It's kind of shrinking and bulging, as well as opening and closing and letting out this kind of omnidirectional light. I mean, we may be dealing with some kind of higher dimensional species that's just kind of like, we might just be kind of seeing like the shadow they're casting into our realm, which, you know, is plausible, especially given that everything we know about physics and that we're learning through CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. They're saying there's 17 dimensions, 17 spatial dimensions. So that's probably the key to warping space-time and getting interstellar travel, instantaneous interstellar travel, or perhaps just interdimensional travel. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm glad I pulled that one up. I forgot how cool that was. Insane. Fucking sane, man. I have several more here, but I won't go through them all. Let's see here. Let's do one more. I've got several double orbs, as I've called them. Let's do an instantaneous acceleration, though. I think that's very interesting. So let's stop this bad boy. And then let's do instantaneous acceleration. They gave this one a good name. And we'll just watch the first part of this clip so you can see it. Looks like another light body, perhaps a flying saucer. Don't mistake that little track at the bottom to be part of this spaceship. There it goes. Watch this. Boom. Gone. Where'd it go? Who knows? It's probably halfway around the world now. And so they give you some better versions. Some versions make it a little bit easier to see. Some versions obscure it even more. But you get the idea. Let's watch the slow-mo's light speed. Boom. I mean, that thing looks like it's bending space-time or something. It just looks like it's warping, stretching, almost spaghettifying, if you know what I mean. Like they say, what happens if you get close to a black hole and part of you gets stuck on the event horizon and the rest of you gets sucked in, right? Yeah. Pretty crazy. Oh, this was the full clip that you didn't even get to see, where this thing's just all flying around, all dandy, doing all kinds of tricks. So what do you think, folks? Is this a hoax? Is it all for real? Could it be UFOs, or could it be just something that the U.S. government's been jacking with on their own? Do you think the U.S. government or other governments could come up with these kind of space bending technologies? I mean, it is possible. You know, I don't doubt human ingenuity like so many people do, that they believe that the aliens had to help us build the pyramids. Like, I do not believe that we needed help to do that. I think we've lost technology many times before. And so it would not surprise me if there was just some hidden technology that maybe Nikola Tesla discovered, and or somebody like him. Maybe someone perfected what he was working on, and they've had this stuff for a while, you know? So it could be all non-alien craft, or it could be reverse engineered alien craft. And some of it could actually be aliens. You know, it's a toss-up for me. I think it could be all of the above. So that's where I stand with that. I'm having fun with it, you know. I'm a little freaked out by some of it. I'm also trying not to let myself get too carried away with it. I was looking at one of them and I was like, wow, that's a crazy looking aircraft. And then I realized I was looking at a offshore oil rig. And it's like, it was just the way they were moving the camera, and the graininess made it hard to understand what I was actually looking at. But very fascinating. You know, I've always been curious about this stuff my whole life. And who knows? I think I might have been abducted once. I'll tell you about that later. But this is crazy. This is crazy, man. Oh my God. I hope there's somebody else out there who's as enthused about this as I am. I mean, this is freaking cool shit. One way or the other, no matter what the fuck this stuff is, it's interesting. And it's cool to know that there is this kind of, you know, physics defying technology. And we're probably on the cusp of using it ourselves. So it's definitely not fake, in my opinion. But let me know what you think in the comments. All right. Hope you have something to offer. Let me know what you think, because I'm like all of the above. I think it could be all of these things. But cool. I'm sure there'll be more. I hope there'll be more. And you know, release the Epstein files too. That'd be cool. More of them. We need more of all these files.